Today we're going to be making a marker print. You'll need the sheet of manila paper, the piece of scratch foam, a pencil, the cut sheets of paper. There are 4 of them that came paper clipped. You will need markers and a wet paper towel. It needs to be pretty wet as well. Not dripping, but not dry. So first, what you're going to do is you're going to take your manila sheet of paper and your pencil, and you are going to draw what you want your print to be. Now remember that when you do printmaking, the image ends up a copy. So you don't want to include numbers or letters in this because they will print backwards. So I drew a heart here and then I place it on top of my scratch foam. At this point, if you have a piece of tape, it might be a good idea to tape them so when you're tracing, it stays together. So right now I taped my scratch foam to my drawing and I am pressing pretty hard to trace over my lines that I made on my drawing. If the paper rips, that's not a big deal. That means that you are doing everything perfectly. So I trace every line that I made with my pencil. And then when I am done tracing all my lines with the pencil, I'm gonna take the piece of paper off and just have my styrofoam, and then I trace over all of my lines directly onto the scratch foam. Open up, tear you out let your emotion follow me. Open up. So when you have your drawing done and all of it has been traced, you're then going to begin coloring your drawing using the markers. You do not want to press too hard with your markers to leave lines. I now am going to pick my colors and lightly color using my markers. Open up. Need to reread our conversation. Got me contemplation over our situation. Open up. You OPN. Bitch, you won't BBM. We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot to get ya. The door's OPN. Take that hot road and hop in. You OPN, bitch, you won't BBM. We should be closer than friends. If you OPN, engaging you's on my agenda. Request my chariot to get ya. The door's OPN. Take that hot road and hop in. Now that I've finished coloring my picture, I'm going to set it to the side and get my 4 sheets of cut white paper and my damp paper towel. I'm going to place my white sheet of paper down and then place the paper towel on top, pressing it to make the paper damp. I don't want it dripping wet, but I don't want it dry at all either. And I'm going to place the paper towel on it, both on the front and the back, to get it nice and damp. I then am going to take my drawing, the print plate, and I am going to place the damp sheet of paper on top of it. And you don't want it to move at this point, so I'm going to do my best to flatten it with my hands and rub it and keep it in the same place. Then I'm going to take a marker and nicely rub it on top to press the paper into the printing plate, the piece of scratch foam. And then when I have done that, I'm going to peel the paper off and I now have a marker print.